7 to 17. 7 to 17. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Mande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of the mother Devaki, and the Guru of the entire world. We salute him again and again. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading Bhagavat, and we are on the second chapter, book number 7, second chapter, and verse number 17 will start. So we have read the other day that Narada Rishi he was responding to the question, and he's saying that when he's relating the story of the brother who was a Daitya. Daitya means Asura, and he was killed by Lord. So demons were killed by God. So then Narada said, when his brother Hiranyaksha, two brothers, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, a big name to remember, to utter is difficult. Hiranya means golden. Aksha means eyes, whose eyes are like gold. So Hiranyaksha, he was big demon, he was destroying. So he was destroyed by Bhagavan Narayana in the incarnation as he were using the cosmic boar form. And trembling with anger, then Hiranyakashipu, his brother, was very angry, and he was trembling with anger. And so he was angry, and he called his army, called all the powerful warriors under him. They are also all demons. Demons' king is demon, and God's king is God. So here the demon's king was called, and demon called his own army and military generals and other things, said, hey, hello, these different names, I don't want to burden you with the difficult names, like Dimurdha, Tarksha, Sambara, these are Sanskrit names, earlier names. So you see, here, ye all with attention, Daityas, Asuras, demons, and Danavas, to what I say. I am telling this, I am the lord of this, my brother has been killed, I am the king now, I am ordering, do this. My unworthy enemies, the gods, have brought about the slaughter of my dear and loving brother. No? We are ruling the whole world and destroying the peace of good people. That is another thing. Because we are the rulers, so we want the way the country should run. I was running, and my elder brother has been killed by God, coming in a divine incarnation form. So, how to trouble the Lord himself? If you trouble the devotees of God, then he will be troubled. No? That's a policy. Policy is that if someone loves, to say mother loves the children, if someone troubles the child, mother will be much in agony rather than the child itself. So similarly, he said, okay, these are the all God's good boys. Good boys are the gods. They're the god of fire, god of rain, god of this. Hindus have some concept. So they are all good in the good book of God. Huh? So they live on what? On the Brahmanas. Brahmanas did they perform these yagnas, they offer oblation as we do in this home of fire. No? Like that yagna they perform. And that yagna gives them the sustenance. The gods get the oblation and that goes to the gods. They survive. Therefore, wherever you find any Brahmana is doing the yagna, destroy that. You see any good people doing anything, destroy their house, burn their house. Just put fire everywhere and take away this. Just any person in peace and God-loving person, destroy their peace and disturb them. So he said that now when this Hari, whose trade is destroyed, the Devas, whose life breath is constituted of God, Vishnu, will also perish. You Asuras, now go to the earth. You are in the Asura loka, are defined. So you go into the plane of this world. And whose prosperity depends on the proper functioning of the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. This prosperity of a country depends upon good people, good business people, good military force. So these are the support of the society's goodness. You go and kill all of them. So first of all you kill all the Brahmanas who are meditating on God, offering oblation to God, like King Herod. This is the same type of personality. So, and there are Kshatriyas who are warriors for the protection of the innocent, go and kill them. First destroy the holiest of the holy people and the powerful people. And who are performing austerity, they are fasting in the name of God. First target them. Go and destroy one by one. They are austerity, they are performing sacrifice, they are making vows, good vows, and their Vedic studies, they are chanting, and their charities, they are doing charitable activity. These type of person, first target them. Go and kill them. Then the Lord Vishnu was his root. They love God, that's why they are becoming austere, they are studying the scriptures, they are doing prayer and oblation and putting oblation to God, etc. So they are surviving. God, Lord survives by the love of these devotees. No? So you cut them. Then the Lord will be disturbed. Vishnu has his root and his sustenance in these rites and rituals performed by the Brahmanas. His form is dharma, a Vedic ritualism. In ancient time it said, who is a dharmic person, righteous person, who follows the discipline mentioned by the Vedas, following that Vedic discipline, rituals, manners, customs, as designed in the Vedic literature. If you follow that, then you are a good person and you will be a righteous person. So, this Vishnu has his root where? With his sustenance in the rites and rituals which is performed by the Brahmanic person, Vedic ritualism. His refuge of the celestials and the seers, the mains and other living being, and the final goal of righteousness. Wherever Brahmanas perform sacrifice, see, any good person is performing holy sacrifice to God, no? Wherever there are cows means, that means in old Indian society, cow means milk, milk means ghee, ghee means offering. So, for that reason you protect the cows. So, that's why the cow is respected in India so much. That's why Hindus don't touch cows to eat. As in this country, horses are not be eaten by no one wants to eat a horse. It's a sentimental thing. Horse's meat is horse meat. Cow's meat is cow meat. If Indian Hindus are very abhorrent to cows, because that philosophy has come. Cow helps us so much in our livelihood from childhood to the death. Horses in this country help so much for the good of the society, good of the family. So, say those who are having these cows, destroy them. Wherever the law of Varna and Ashram, that means where Brahmin, Kshatriya, class system is well maintained by their quality. Good warriors are there, good Brahmanas are there, good businessmen are there. A society will flourish when all are efficient, qualified people in their own fields. So, if you find those are observed by any country in the earth, go and destroy. To go to such villages and towns, set fire to everything you see. Like arsenic, no? People do here. But for fun, just put something and see how fun goes on. See? And then so big bonfire starts. So set fire to everything and cut down all trees and destroy all vegetation. So make horrible situation for good people to live, no? Then these good people will cry, and because they are crying, then the Lord will be saying, oh, I am to protect them. And then they will come, then I'll have a fight. And I'll kill God himself. He's a powerful herald. I am the Lord of the world. Who else is the Lord? No. So here also, I am the Lord. Hiranyakashipu. He stayed instructing his army to follow his dictate. So that was the context. Accepting these directives of their master, these asuras, who were always fond of oppressing others, began to harry people with their depredations. They started on campaign of incendiarism, setting fire to towns, villages, cowherd settlements, to flower gardens, cultivated lands, orchards, parks and settlements of rishis, to hamlets of farmers, cowherds and forest tribes, and even places where there is nice places to disturb the peace everywhere. With pick and spade, they demolished the barns of irrigation tanks. So where there is very beautiful irrigation tank to protect that drinking water or other things. So they destroyed that, so that the water is drained out, so people will be lacking of drinking water. That means create a havoc. The people are there, no? They don't want that people will live in peace and harmony. No? A parallel force in the society we always see. There's there, even it is more now. In the society there is a parallel force who wants to disturb the peace of others and destroy their joy, their sustenance, and they'll be happy if someone suffers. So this is the Asura tendency. And this is not Asura, means very fierce looking some animal. It is a human with this type of mindset. So some cut down the fruit-bearing trees, forming the livelihood of the people. Others set on fire with flaming torches buildings inhabited by people. Distressed repeatedly by these minions of the king of Daityas, the Devas abandoned their heavenly homes and wandered incognito on earth among men. So the gods were residing in the high heaven. They don't get any sustenance. The Brahmins don't do any performance. They don't give any oblation. So they are hungry. So they have to leave their own abode, and they incognito ran away from their own heavenly kingdom. Now, Hiranyakashipu, today's reading, verse number 17, 7 to 17. Hiranyakashipu, who was grief-stricken by his brother's bereavement, performed the obsequies for the dead and comforted his nephews. His brothers, son and wife, they are all crying and weeping. Giving this order to his army, he then came to home to comfort the brother's family. And to his dead brother's sons, And what are the names? There are many names here, so I am not going to read them. And there to the children's mother, that is brother, and to the mother of the son, and his own mother, Diti. The Asura king Hiranyakasipu, who was a master of the art of conversation, spoke as follows in very soothing terms. So mom was crying, his wife is crying, his children are crying, whatever happens, Hiranyakasipu may be good or bad. No, Hiranyaksha may be good or bad. But their mother and brothers, children, they have not done anything wrong. They are crying because their dad is dead, or their husband is dead, no? Or my son, Hiranyaksha, is dead. So they are weeping bitterly. And then his brother went to console them with this language. Then what he said? To his O mother, O sisters, O children. He's talking to his own family now. First he addressed the army, sent them for destruction as anger, vengeance. And now he is consoling his own mother, his sister, what you call sister-in-law, or their children, and all this. For heroic men, his brother is saying. No? Here he is to console these family members. He said, for heroic men, those who are in the war, no, they don't cry. If they die in the war, they think, I will go to heaven because of my good karma. I have served my duty. That's the spirit of the warriors. And in Indian tradition it is believed very much that in the war, if you win, you will enjoy the kingdom. If you are defeated, you will go to heaven. You are not losing anyway. So don't worry about death. That is the power which makes the warrior very undying. They can go to any distance to kill the enemy or something. So he says, for heroic men, death is in combat with an enemy is both fame-enhancing and self-satisfying. Therefore sorrow not for the departed hero, my elder brother, whose name is Hiranyaksha, whose eyes are like gold. The life of a living being in this world brought together by providence through their karma. Is it not? We are brought together. Today we are here. Huh? Why you are here? There are so many people in Hollywood. You suddenly came today and we are giving a class. You people came here, you are here, and then others are who live here, they are not here. So is the meeting. We think that I came, I met. No. There is a divine providence. According to our karma, we get connected, we get disconnected. Talking about the philosophy of our life. He is a Asura, demon. He is very angry and fury, but he has this philosophy. This is the India. Even as I said, we are reading the other day, the Swami Vivekananda said, in India people do good things calling upon God. They go to robbery by worshipping goddess, Makali. Say that, okay, Makali, I am offering you this oblation. Give me a good robbery today so that I can earn good money. So everything should be in the name of God. So this is a culture of India that they know high philosophy. But how we apply in tamasic way or sattic way? Tamasic way is the darkest way, negative way. Sattic way is the path of holy men, loving, peaceful. So here he says that first of all, if someone dies in the combat, he goes straight to heaven because of his heroic action. He has done his righteousness, dharma. He has followed his dharma. And the life of living beings in the world, we are brought together by providence through their karma. That means your mother, your sister-in-law, all these are connected, unseen thread of God's hand, and our karma has connected us together. And karma takes us away. Who is where? Today, here, there. We think that I plan this way, I am going this way, I will do that. Yes, but there is a connection behind, which is the unseen connection. It is like those of people gathering in and disappearing from a caravanserai. The Atman is eternal. Baba, this Hiranyakashipu is giving advice. Atman is eternal, is Brahmagyani. He is changeless, he is pure, he is all-pervading and all-knowing. To the power of Maya, ignorance, he projects his bodies and first comes to have the subtle body. So, he was one with God, then he separates and comes to the causal body, and then to the gross body. So, he says, he projects bodies and first comes to the subtle body. In the extremely tremulous water surface, even trees seem to be moving. When the vision gets distorted, even when the earth seems to whirl. No? When vision is distorted, you see that the train moves. You see, you feel that the trees are moving. It's a delusion. So, but the train is moving, the trees are not moving. God is there, he is not moving. But we are moving by ignorance and we think God is changing. So, all these changes are in your mind. So it says, in this way, when the gunas of the Prakriti creates disturbance in the mind, gunas means three gunas, we have already read, Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika, three gunas are there. With the permutation and combination, this whole universe is created. Good quality, pure quality, Sattvika, Rajas quality, where anger, ego, predominance of superiority, all this arrogance, and third is the meanness, unkindness, vulgarity to the extreme. So that is the tamas. Three qualities constitute the whole world. That is called the Maya. So he says, gunas of Prakriti create disturbance in the mind. The Purusha, who is himself perfect, gets identified with that mind and its movements. And then what happens? Then the Purusha, though he is really bodiless, appears to be one possessed of a body. Purusha and Prakriti. Sankhya philosophy says, Purusha is the consciousness, Prakriti is the matter, three gunas. Like, Purusha is the, think that you are cooking some meal. Heat is the Purusha. Purusha means the heat. Heat is there, it does not run anywhere. Now we bring in a pot. Pot has no heat. Pour water, water has no heat. Put potato, potato has no heat of itself. Now you put over the oven, what happens? It starts bubbling and then heat generates, boil, and you touch the pot. Oh, my finger gets burned. No, you put your hand in the water, water has no power. The power of the heat percolates. Purusha means the consciousness is like that conscious entity percolates into the material object like that of the potato, rice, what you are cooking, all the vegetables. All the vegetables becoming hot. Vegetables normally is not hot, it is cold as it is. The heat belongs to the oven. So heat belongs to Purusha, the consciousness inside. In proximity, whenever this Prakriti, the nature means three qualities, Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika, they come in touch, they start boiling. My hand is moving, no? I am moving, no, hand is not moving. In modern science, you say brain is the cause. Or the nervous system is making it move. Nervous system is not making move. Who is there behind this brain? This mind is moving. Mind actually is controlling this. Mind Mind is jada, mind is also matter. Who is making the mind move? Buddhi. Buddhi, behind that buddhi is consciousness, Purusha. So Purusha is the consciousness. It's consciousness percolating to the mind and to the brain, to the nerve and to the nerves, and the hand is moving. We see the hand moving. We see the potato jumping. Children say potato is jumping in a cooking vessel. But potato cannot jump. It is the heat which makes them jump. So, good quality, bad quality, holy man, unholy man, whatever in the world we find, everything is pulsating because of the consciousness from the background, percolating through the objective universe, which is made of the three gunas. So that is the philosophy. It's a big philosophy, quickly is given to his mom, and mom and other this nephew who are there, they all had the concept of the three gunas. See the society, in one sense, that is the Indian society. From the very beginning, it has its ground in Vedantic understanding. That how, just if I say something to an unknown audience, what does it mean to them? Unless they know something. So it proves that they are well equipped with this knowledge, that is reminding them that the body functions. Body is nothing, it is a matter. Potato is a matter. Heat is something which enters into the potato and makes the potato hot. Rice and dal you are mixing in the oven, they are not hot by themselves, or they are not tasteful or distasteful. But when heat percolates to that and it gets cooked and mixed, then you have a good food, this food, that food, whatever. So, go to look at the ground of this transformation, which is God. And God is here called as Purusha or consciousness. So in this way, in this way, when the gunas of the Prakriti create disturbance in the mind, the Purusha, who is in himself perfect, gets identified with that mind and its movements. And then the Purusha, though he is really bodiless, appear to be one possessed by a body. We are all possessed of a body. This is some three gunas made the physical part of it. And it is dead body and this body, no difference. Two bodies analytically, medically they check it. The eyes, that's why they take out the eyes to use it for another young person or who needs a eye transplantation, no? Eye transplant. So there is no difference because it is still active. Kidney, they cut the kidney and transfer to other, no? So these are all jada, matter. But what makes it action, full of action? It is the consciousness, Purusha. So Purusha is always heat is heat. You can utilize it for any purpose, heat is heat. So God is always conscious. That's consciousness. But consciousness gets amalgamated with good object, it looks one way, and the bad things, it looks another way. They give the example in the fire, if you put some salt, its color becomes one type, no? If you put some olive oil, its color will be little different. You put some another vegetable, just in the fire, its color changes according to the color of the object. So consciousness does not have any change, but it appears to be changing as good, bad, holy, unholy, because of the three gunas. So that's called that they are trying to make us understand. This attribution of body for bodiless Atman is a misapprehension. This is called Maya. Why does it happen? It happens because you cannot apprehend the right thing from what is the right one. So therefore, this misunderstanding comes that this I am working means my body is working, I am working. No. I am not working, I am Purusha consciousness, undisturbed all the time. I am light effulgent. I am birthless, deathless reality. But what is happening? When it is coming in contact with the body and mind, then it appears that I am the body, I am the mind. So he says, because of this misapprehension, there is attachment to dear objects and revulsion to unfriendly ones. That's why when consciousness is there, dead body, that person has no love for anyone or hatred for anyone. But so long it is alive, connected with the Purusha, the consciousness, then I love something, I dislike something, I like something, I hate something, I love something, I am happy with something, I am unhappy with something. All this comes. So, there is also bondage of karma and involvement of samsara. And in this process, we have our karma, good karma people do, bad karma people do. And karma's consequence, its effect, good karma will bring something noble, bad karma will bring something whatever. So on, that means the samsara starts there. So what does it say? Atman is pure and free. Three gunas come in between. They have no power of their own. They coming in contact with the Purusha, consciousness. Consciousness percolates into it. And that gives the validity of this body, which is mere matter. It becomes moving, changing. But Atman is not changing. The behind Purusha is not changing. Only changes happen into the matter. Three gunas. And three gunas are not you. It has no existence without Purusha. So that is the philosophy. And that makes the bondage, that brings karma, that brings samsara involvement. It is again because of the misapprehension that there is birth and death, sorrows of various kinds, the inability to distinguish Atman from the body. So therefore comes sorrows and suffering, loss and gain, all these things come because we are not capable of distinguishing the Atman and the Anatman, the Purusha and the Gunas. Understand? Then you understand, then you have understood everything. Two things get jumbled up. Consciousness, called Purusha, and Prakriti is the three gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Three gunas. When they are separate, no creation. When they come in contact, the water, suppose you prepare one, you are going to prepare one item, so you have mixed all those items together in a pot or pan and keep it separate and fire is here. Nothing will happen. They will remain forever like that. But as soon as you bring it to the fire, and fire and this contact happens, that's called contact. Our all suffering and misery is for the contact. Contact with the gunas and the consciousness. And then it starts heating up, boiling it, it's cooking, it can fry, it can cook in the liquid, it can be soup, it can be fried thing, it can be varieties of creation of the worldly enjoyment thing comes up. And suffering also comes. Suffering comes. Suppose you don't like chili and there are 2 chilies have been given, then you jump. Why? Because it is the action of that gunas. Gunas are added there. So gunas in touch with this makes so much difference. So we get involved, we get into action, we do good things, we do bad things, all because we are identified. We, the consciousness, is identified with the gunas, 3 gunas, and the 3 gunas react and act. Our karma is created, our choice is created, our love, our affection, our disregard, our disease, everything works on this 3 field. 3 gunas manifest in different ways. So, Atman, therefore, inability to distinguish the Atman from the body is the cause of birth and death, sorrow and suffering. Obsession with worldly objects and lapse of discrimination. So this is the cause of our suffering. So because your Aksha, my elder brother, has died, we are crying. Not that. She has not died. It is the three gunas which was taking the shape of my brother, that form is gone. Heat is all the time, constant. That consciousness is all the time. Whether you put it some oven, on the oven, if you put it some material or not, fire is there all the time available. So consciousness is everywhere. Whether when it comes in contact, then it creates the world and our perception, our happiness, our suffering, our joys, our birth, our death, anger, frustration, all this come. Therefore one can, spiritual people, what can they do? They think, oh, it is my gunas are functioning, not me. Bhagavad Gita, that's why Sri Krishna says, Guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajjate. You know, for everyday practice, it is the gunas are functioning with guna. I have no anger with you. Your gunas, my gunas, they are fighting. One quality, sattvika quality fighting with the tamas quality fighting with the rajas quality with this. So it is the fight going on. Consciousness is all pervaded one, in you, in me, and in everything. The same consciousness. So this if you can analyze, then you realize God, then you have nothing to worry about in this life. What is going on, you know, it is only on the surface. It has no reality. Reality is the consciousness, not the gunas. So, to elaborate this story, again, Hiranyakashipu is telling a story. What is story? Here an ancient legend in the illustration of this, in the form of conversation between Yama and the relatives of a dead man. Yama means Hindus believe when you die, the emissaries of death comes and then take the soul to take you to hell or push you to heaven. Heaven they will not come, another group of people will come. They will take you to heaven. But Yama's emissaries will come, that ordinary people who have done good and bad action go to jail. So they will take the soul to push him to the suffering area. So when one family lost their one of the friend of them, and they are crying and weeping, then the Yama himself came and saw that Yama and the relatives of the dead man. In the kingdom of Ushinara, there was a famous king. He is called Sujagna. He was killed in the battle by enemies. Many of his relatives came and gathered round his dead body. So he was a king, and the king his name was Sujagna, and he was in the battlefield, in the war. He was killed. He was by the other opponent. His body was lying in the battlefield. His jewel-studded armor shattered to pieces. His heart pierced through with an arrow. His ornaments and garlands all disarrayed. His hair disabled, his teeth pressing on the lower lips in anger, his eye mutilated, his face covered with dust, and his arms holding weapon severed. So this is the condition of the king Sujagna, who was defeated in the fight, and arrows pierced his body, so he was helplessly dead in the battlefield. Seeing the king Ushinara, king of Ushinara is the name of the place, and his king was Sujagna. So, seeing the king of Ushinara brought to this plight, he is the king, and he is now killed in such a way that he is dead now. And who killed it? he said that brought to this plight by a cruel providence, bhagyo, we call kapal, by his good lack of good fortune, no? His sorrow-stricken wives came and fell at his feet, beating their chest and crying aloud, "Alas, alas, we are undone." Weeping profusely, they washed the feet of their husbands with their tears, turned crimson by the saffron powder of their breasts, with their hair and ornaments in disarray. They wept and wailed aloud, stirring pity in the minds of men. They said, "O Lord of all lives." Then the ladies are lamenting. There's saying that it happens. They are all gathered together and saying, "Oh, my husband, you are gone. Or what a good, bad fortune for us," like that. So what they say, "O Lord of all lives, the merciless Brahma, the ordainer of destiny of all, has chosen to take you away from our sight. You were till now the bestower of their livelihood to the people of Ushinara, have now become the giver of sorrow to them." That means you used to give, whereas a king, you was a good king, you used to serve your children in the country, in your kingdom, but everyone is sad because of your death. "O king, how can we live without you, who are the best of our well-wisher, and who appreciated our service with gratitude? O hero, permit us to go with you wherever you are, to be by your side as your servitors." That is a lamentation. They started lamenting like that. Then Jama went there and he started advising the sorrow-stricken women, those who are crying. So Jama, the god of death, he appeared. He said, holding their husbands and murmuring in the strain, they continued to sit there till it was sunset, without allowing the bodies to be cremated. In Indian style, rule is that you don't keep it body for a long time, like here. The day is born, better to burn the body or cremate the body that day, that night. That is the best thing. So, but these ladies are encircling the body of the Sujagna king, and they are crying. So they are as if not allowing their dead body to, their soul to take away. So Yama, the god of death, came and he says, so without allowing the body to be cremated, so they are not allowing the body to be cremated. So then Yama, the god of death, hearing the laments of these wives of the dead king, now appeared on the scene in the form of a boy. He came like a child, small boy, and said as follows. So he gave the advice to these lamenting ladies and their children, etc. Yama said, "Oh, this Yama is a boy, small boy." He said, "Oh, how wonderful is the ignorance of these people. They are so much elder to me in years, and therefore must be well acquainted with the way of human life in this world. I am a young boy, I don't understand much, but these people are much older than me. But they don't know how the life goes on in the world, how one is born, how one dies. I am surprised. These elderly people don't know the simple formula. What is that? Futile is this mourning. You are crying, weeping. For whom you are crying and weeping? It's useless. Futile is this mourning for those who have, but return to the unknown wherefrom they came, by others whose distinctions also will be the destination will be the same for soon. No, he says futile is the mourning. This crying and weeping is futile, meaningless, for those who have but returned to the unknown wherefrom they came. So we are in one time dead. From death to life we have come back. So those who are lamenting, they do not know where they came from. And after this death, where they will go, that they do not know. And body only comes in between. Body, there was a state beyond body, and there will be a condition when there will be no body. This physical body will go. Physical body comes in between. Soul continues to go on, one body after another body. So they do not know. These senior people, they should know more than I am a child. We, for our part, are more blessed in this respect. For though we have been discarded by our present parents, we are not in the least worried over it. He's saying that my father has passed probably. I am not worried about it, I don't know. I know that no one dies. The body has gone, but my father is there in a subtle way. We are not in the least worried over it. Weak though we are, we have not been eaten by wolves, for he who protects us in the mother's womb, is always there as a protector. So God is always protecting us. We never die with the death of the body. The Supreme Lord, 39. The Supreme Lord, the indestructible and unchanging being, by his mere will, creates, sustains and dissolves this universe. God does that. It's God's will. He creates this universe, maintains and destroys. Rather, that's why the fire, we are talking about fire. It is, some say it is mother's play. Mother created this universe. Mother sometimes dances destruction dance, and mother is sometimes happy, unhappy. It is her play going on. But the bodies come and go, but consciousness remains. That is the main theme of Vedanta. So that boy, Yama, god of death, says, "Oh ladies, this whole world with all its moving and unmoving beings provide only a sport for the Lord." It's God's play. Everything is God's play. But this is difficult when someone dies and someone comes to give advice. Sometimes it will be ridiculous to say. But it is good because these people are trained to think in that way. Suppose someone really who is in distress now in the fire, have lost home or something, you go and say, oh, consciousness is the only reality, this is all Maya, this has happened, what is there? It is the body goes, someone may have died, no? Say about how many, 20, so many people, more than 20 people are, 25. So 25 people have been reported, they lost their body. You go and advise to their friends, hey, body has gone, what is there? Life is eternal, you are infinite, you are Satchidananda. People will slap me. You come to talk like that. But these people understand because they are half philosopher. Because from the childhood they know the philosophy of life. Life comes, life goes. Yes, we will be weeping, we will be sharing, but nothing is lost. Only the body is gone, we gain again another body. It's only changing the body. So, the Atman does not move, Atman does not change. That is the philosophy. Entire book talks inside. It's a bhakti book. This book is a bhakti. But where is bhakti? It is all knowledge. Sankhya philosophy, Vedanta philosophy. So, that's why I say this whole world with its moving and unmoving beings provides only a sport for the Lord. He is the master and protection of destruction. Things fallen on the wayside are sometimes recovered intact if he favors it. If he favors it, then God, he means God. If he favors him, then things fallen on the wayside are sometimes recovered intact. Something has fallen. It should be destroyed, but it is retained. By God's will, everything happens. That is the point. Things preserved in the house you are protected in your home, are lost if the divine will is not favorable. If God is not favorable, which is well protected thing goes away. And God is kind on you. Even you lost your very valuable something in the roadside, someone will come and give you back. It says all God's will. That's why it's the third point. And protected by Him, one can live safely in the forest. Suppose you are a jungle, infested with wolves and tigers and lions, no? If God wants, you can go there and save and come back, no? And even well protected in a home, in your own house you are well protected, locked, doors are locked, everything. Man will only perish if that is his will, God's will. 41. Guided by their karma. Why it happens? These are very good examples. The recent one plane crash. What happened to that plane crash? One bird hit the what you call the front front engine, while coming down. The entire plane crashed. Only 2 people survived.
But they forgot everything.
Huh?
They forgot everything.
Forgot everything.
Memory loss, total memory.
That is a shock. That's it. But they survived in the physical body, no? How is possible? The same is burned. Fire started and everyone is gone. 175 or so.
181 people were there, 179 died, 2 survived.
Anyhow, so see, how can you make a sense of this? Why it happened, why it does not happen? So, you may give some reason, because you are sitting this point, or you are sitting on the right side, and this and that. You may bring some argument, but it is very difficult to understand this play. So that's why he says, they guided by their karma. Hey, don't tell it to these people who are suffering. Because if you say, people will misunderstand you. But it's a deep philosophy. If you have the mind to understand, they will be a philosopher. Life's tragedies and sufferings bring us close to God, close to question why we are, what is the meaning, why the suffering, all this comes. So here is a similar thing. So guided by their karma, this Bhagavat says, 41 verse. Everyone is guided by their karma. I am guided by my karma. You know, if 4 friends are going in one place and they are even walking on crossing the road, and suddenly some accident happened and one is spot dead. Some car came and hit. Other 3, some is injured, some is untouched. Happen in one spot, in one trip. All friends are going together. So you cannot say, why? You can put the blame on God, but God decides with the karma. My karma will have an effect, and that He only keeps the accounts. Like the bank tellers, they keep the account. Your account, how much money you have deposited, how much withdrawn, your money remains your money. He is unattached.
Astrologers have some explanation.
Oh, that's okay. The planetary situation. Anyhow, you create something external to give an explanation why this happened. No. But karma is more internal explanation. External explanation is that where there is this star and this planet interacted with it, and this looking at this and seeing this, that's why it is happening. No, it is more internal. What I did, what I thought, that is coming back to me. Newton's 3rd law of motion, equal action and reaction. Each action, equal and opposite reaction. So I did that, it's coming back to me. You did that, it's going back to you. In the accounts, God keeps a good account. Like computer keeps the accounts, no, better accounting. Only the data is put in right place. So guided by their karma, remaining latent in the linga suddhi, where the karma stays. I did something, say this today, I did something. Where my all these karmas, good or bad, whatever I did, thought, act, where did it stay? It is in the linga sarinam, is the subtle body. It is remaining in your mind. All are stored in the mind. And sometimes out of the mind it will flourish. It will get manifested, good or bad, whatever comes. So, guided by their karma, remaining latent in the subtle body, all jivas get embodiment. We get born again. Why? Because of my karma. Because I did some good karma, you get a good life. You did a bad karma, you get a bad life. Life starts in someone's life, You find you go to the school, you have 20 friends together. Each one's background is so different. Maybe age-wise they are all same, but why it happens? So it is by the karma which is living in the heart or in the mind, and the jivas, we get embodied, and they perish too in course of time. When it will die, when it will be created, when it will be born, all are destined by your own karma. You create your karma. In every birth, though the bodies partake of the nature of the species in which they are born. So, if you are born in anybody, say Hindus believe that, suppose you are born in a bird body will one. It will be born in any way, fledgling will come out, and then wings will develop, and you will have to peck with a small mouth like that. Our mouth is how? Our mouth is this, and then bird's mouth is like that. It is the ant's mouth is something different. Tiger's mouth is something different. So eyes are different. Hands are there. Our hands are like that. Tiger's hand is different. Mosquitoes' hands are different. Legs are different. So you adapt your karma entering into that body, and all these characteristics you engage. That's why in us, all the characteristics of animal instincts are hidden. Sometimes we become like a crooked. Sometimes we'll serpent crooked, wriggling. They cannot go straight. Always, all these different animalistic tendencies. Why it come from? This karma theory explains. It's a big theory. If you really analyze much deeper and deeper, everything in your hard disk, and you want to reject one computer, extract everything in a, stick, memory stick. Memory stick is so small, all data is collected there, and then plug it into the new life. So all transfer is it is continuous, it cannot break. It is an example, modern science can help us to understand how one life to another life. But this is happening. Say, which computer you will use now, next computer, what car you will use now. You have been tired with a Honda, you now want a Camry. You want to hang down a Porsche, then you go to this. So all the cars are changing. The person is entering from one car to the another car to the another car. So in every birth, though the bodies partake of the nature of species in which they are born, the spirit remains separate and unaffected by bodily qualities. The Atman, the consciousness remaining same. But all the gunas associated with that, they are getting changed from one to the other by the karma. Just as a house, one lives in is separate from oneself, so is the body of jiva, which is born out of superimposition caused by ignorance. It is separate from the jiva. It being an object of perception to him like a house, just as a bubble, pots and ornaments formed of water, earth and gold respectively, perish and dissolve into their elements. So will this body undergo dissolution into the elements, just as a fire in fuel, air in the body, and the all-pervading sky in the object remains distinct from the fields of their manifestation. So is the Atman distinct from all vestments of nature, like the body, which he is found associated. So body will change, and the three gunas, whatever creates mind, etc., that is undergoing changes. But the consciousness remaining the same, undisturbed. So we can end here. Another few verses are there. The story continues. After this story, then again another story. Just to put this idea that everything changes in the gunas, and this whatever is happening, everyone's karma is doing. God remaining undisturbed, God remaining untouched, the consciousness remaining same, the changes are all happening in Thipan. So we can end here. I ended on verse number 43. So 7 to 43 we ended. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So next class at 7:30 we will have our Sheta Setaro Upanishad. Oh, now Nishant is putting a question. How to celebrate Makara Sankranti? Makar Sankranti. Yeah, today is an auspicious day in Indian calendar. It is a day where people do a Kumbh Mela, no? Snan, Kumbh Snan. The coldest day of the year, all the holy people go for doing austerity. What that austerity? In the Kumbh Mela, they are called 40 crores or I don't know, a huge number of people will be assembled there. To take what? There is no gold, there is no jewelry, there is no high fashion showpiece. To take a dip. Where to take a dip? Coldest water, freezing cold. You go and take a dip. In the early morning, when? At 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the early morning. And then you will get Punnam, auspiciousness. So how to celebrate Makara Sankranti? That is the way people are doing Makara Sankranti celebration. Auspicious deep in the waters, in the cold water, but we have hot water. Our water, we cannot take cold water, we have to have a hot water. But that is not the point. Austerity is this physical austerity. But we can do mental austerity. One can take a resolution, I will do 10,000 japa tonight. I will not sleep. That may be one austerity. That is celebration of Makara Sankranti one way. Or pray to God with very earnestness. So that may be another style of Makara Sankranti. Think of God. Vedanta teaches us, think of God, that's all. Another question, what is good advice for those who are experiencing grief? You cannot give any advice to them. Rather to listen to their suffering, I think that is the only way you can give more consolation. And to feel that they are suffering and to pray to God, that much we can do. What we can do? One who has lost a house of few $1 million house, or even a small house, with all memories of their family, relation, all these precious documents of their ancestral history, by family history, and all money, whatever. So what advice you can give to console this suffering person? Only to say, listen and be sympathetic and pray internally to the Lord for the good. And in anything we can do physically, in our limit, in anything, any help or any suffering. That's why very difficult to give any removal of grief is impossible. It's only the holiest of the holy people, Ramakrishna like people, Holy Mother like people, Sarada Devi like people, they can take away. I cried, that is the way she took away. She took away the suffering of that mother who lost her child. So that is only possible. Christ said, Lazarus come out. So Lazarus came up. No, these are only extraordinary people can do. But suffering is very difficult. Only to listen sympathetically and pray and to help in any way if it falls within our range to do something. That we are actually so helpless. We cannot do anything. We are foolishly become proud that I can do that, this. When time comes, we cannot help anyone. We cannot help ourselves. Okay? So see you then at 7:30. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Here is anybody is here?
There were 28 people.
কোথায়? ওইটাতে কত করলে? Did you put the number? Huh? Did you put the number?
43.